Hello everyone, and welcome to another story time with DeeJay.
Okay, turn me up a little bit more. It's just this. It's this pain in my heart. Pain in my heart. Pain in my heart.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video has been a little delayed because of everything I had going on. But if you haven't noticed already from the title, I have moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And honestly, I can't believe that I'm here. Like, so much has happened to get me to right here in this moment. Okay, let me just start from the beginning, because I don't want to make this a long video like the last one, but hey, we'll see how this goes. And before we get started, you can follow me online at Daryl-Jarod. That's for Instagram and also Twitter. And hey, if you like this video, you can also subscribe and like and comment. Okay, so starting from the very beginning, I had Georgia on my mind for a while. I lived here before. That was back in 2014.
Wait, was it 2014? Or why can't I remember this stuff?
Yes, so that was 2014. And I remember because I had just finished a college program with Disneyland, and I came back to South Carolina, and then I met this guy that I was crazy about, and I ended up oh my gosh, I ended up getting a job at Dunkin' Donuts to move to Georgia to be closer to this person. And that was interesting. That was a learning experience. I will say I will never move for a man again unless there's a ring on my finger, or we're married, or I know for sure that we're on the same page. You know, I was very young at the time. But this time around, I did this for me. Okay, so last year I was still living in California, and I came to Atlanta for my cousin's wedding. And I thought it would be great for me to come, first of all, to support him, but also, since Georgia was in my mind so much, I needed to come down here and get a vibe. You know, I'm really big on energy and how I feel. So I just wanted to come and see how it felt, you know, if anything had changed since when I lived here years before. And when I came here, it felt like home. It felt like the right thing to do. You know, I was at dinner with one of my cousins, and she was like, yeah, Daryl, you should just do it. Like, if your heart is telling you to do it, and you'll thrive out here. So that was in my head, but I just had to plan it right. You know, I didn't want to just get up and move without a plan, because I don't want to fail. Although, you know, failure is good. You know, you learn from that, but
I don't want to fail.
So I'm back in California after the wedding, and I end up meeting this person who I dated for a while. And I remember when we first met, I was telling him how I was contemplating. I'm always adjusting my shirt. Why do I do that? I was contemplating if I would stay in Cali or if I would move to Georgia. And I remember we were at the bookstore on our first date, actually. And I was telling him how I felt. And he knew the reasons why I moved to Cali in the first place. Well, the reason why I actually moved to California so many times already. But he knew that I'm in entertainment, and like I need to be somewhere where it's thriving and I have a chance to, you know, make connections happen, get those opportunities. So he was just like, you know, you should stay and make it work. I feel like this is gonna work out for you. And looking back at this now, I realize he was probably saying that for selfish reasons, because he wanted me to stay. And so I did stay, and I did try to make it work a little bit longer. But once again, it was still in the back of my head, like something was whispering, you need to be in Georgia. So fast forward to November of last year. And I remember this because I had just put out Pain in My Heart, and my coworkers were gonna help me plan this extravagant release party. But the reason why that didn't work for me was because a little after that, I decided, okay, I'm for sure going to move to Georgia. And that decision came when I asked God for a sign. I remember I was at work. At this time, I was working at a cruise company in the air department. So I remember that morning saying, God, I need a sign. Because, I told y'all I'm not just gonna get up and move again unless my spirit tells me it's the right thing to do. I don't wanna just do that, So I was like, Lord, I just need a sign of what to do next. And let me tell y'all, when I ask God for a sign, he gives it to me. Maybe I'm not paying attention, but this time he made sure I paid attention to that sign, okay? Okay, so I was sitting at my desk and I was on the phone, and the person was in Atlanta, Georgia. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, Georgia. And about like 2 more calls that day were Atlanta, Georgia. Either they were living in Atlanta, Georgia, or they were going to Atlanta for their layover for the flight. And I was like, if this isn't a sign, I don't know what is. I mean, it's subtle, but this is definitely the sign. And then later on that month, I kept getting Atlanta, Georgia. And I was like, okay, God, okay, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. It's time to figure out this move. So I did. I saved, and the plan was initially to save a little bit more, actually, because I had like a couple thousand saved, I think. So I planned to leave like around May of this year, 2020. My spirit said no. My spirit was like, no, you need to leave in February. I'm getting emotional thinking about this. Like, this is crazy. So I listened, and I was like, you know what? To my coworkers, I was like, guys, you know what? I'm leaving early. I'm just gonna quit in February. So I wrote out this letter to my job, gave it to them, and I left. Ooh, what day was that? Listen to my podcast. My podcast, I'll tell you guys the day I left if you want to know more details. But I left like the last week of February, I think. And after I left, that's when this pandemic happened. So, when that happened, I was like, you know what? God knew what he was doing. He got me out of there before that happened. Because the plan was to initially leave California, go to South Carolina for a few months, maybe like a month or 2, to be with my mom for a little bit, and then come to Georgia once I got hired on with the job. So, with the pandemic, a job did not call me, okay? They did not call me. So I stayed in South Carolina with my mom for a while, which was nice because I hadn't seen her in a very long time. And I was also able to work on creative projects like the podcast, music, YouTube. I was able to do so much while I was just sitting. Well, no, I wasn't just sitting. I was doing things. Okay, I'm lying. I was sitting a lot and sleeping a lot, but that's besides the point. So it came to a point where I was like, okay, I've done all this creative stuff. I'm kind of ready to start making some money so I can continue investing in myself, because nothing's gonna happen unless I invest in myself. I gotta spend money to make money. So once again, my spirit told me, start applying for jobs again. Because when I first moved to South Carolina, I applied to jobs and I got nothing. Of course, it's the pandemic. But my spirit said, try again, Daryl. Just go ahead and put some stuff out there. So I applied to 2 jobs in South Carolina, just in case. I was like, I could stay here for maybe 6 months to a year and work and save more money and then try and transfer somewhere. But I also saw a post for a job here in Atlanta. And I went ahead and applied for it. And the crazy thing is, y'all, the job here in Atlanta is the only job that contacted me. Those other 2 jobs, I still haven't heard anything from them. But the one here in Atlanta, I heard something within, I think, the next day to go online and do a video interview. And then from there, I had a phone call with HR, and then they scheduled a over-the-phone interview with a manager, and then I got the job. Y'all, when I tell y'all, it all came together so easily, getting that job. Like, that's how I know it was meant to be. Okay, so I got the job, and then my mom's like, well, okay, you got the job, but where are you gonna live? And I'm like, oh gosh, okay, she's right. Where am I gonna live? Because I can't be living on the street, you know? So here's another part that I know God aligned for this move. One of my friends from high school, Teswan, she randomly video chatted me on Instagram. And this was right before I got the job. So I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, should I answer? Because maybe she accidentally called me, because we hadn't talked in like a few years. So I answered and I was like, hey girl, did you mean to call me? And she was like, yeah, I was just checking on you. I see you're doing well, and I just wanted to, you know, hear from you and catch up. And we had a nice chat. We talked about the job in Atlanta, and she was very positive. She was like, I know you got this. I feel that you got this. I'll see you when you get to Atlanta. So maybe like 5 days later or so, I got the job. And I told her I got the job, and she was like, so do you need a roommate? Because my situation's ending, your situation is new in Georgia, you know, we can be roommates. And I was like, damn, okay, well, let me pray about it first, and then I'll let you know tomorrow. So I prayed about it, and let me see why I prayed about it. Because I did a vision board. In that vision board, I said I wanted an apartment, and I listed all the things that I wanted in that apartment. But in my head, I wanted my own apartment, because I had some situations in the past that have not been as pleasant. But anyway, I said those prayers, and the next day my spirit said, tell her yes. Because she had already had the apartment. But if I was coming along, I would just apply and we'd get a 2-bedroom. So I said yes, and here we are in this beautiful apartment. No furniture yet, but beautiful apartment. So that just goes to show me God is real. I always say that. God is real. Okay? He did this for me. I didn't do this by myself. He set all of this in motion and got me to where I am right now. Now, I don't know what all lies for me in Atlanta, Georgia. I do know that it's perfect because it's closer to my family. I can go see my mom whenever I want to, instead of worrying about money for a plane ticket when I was in Cali. But yeah, I know in my spirit I'm gonna thrive here. I'm gonna do well here. It's just a matter of still trusting in God, still trusting in my talents and what I feel like I was put here to do, you know? But you know what? Before this video ends, I also want to say, guys, if you know about manifestation, that shit is real. Like, it is so real. Okay, I have this journal. This is my manifestation journal. And when I tell y'all, I write things in here and they happen. Okay, I don't know what page it is, but I wrote about Atlanta and moving to Atlanta. And also on my vision board, I'm noticing things that I've written down. They're coming true right before my eyes. And it's crazy. Like, if you want something, guys, put it out into the universe, and you have to actually believe it. Believe it's gonna happen. And you know, you might have to put some effort into it, you know. Sometimes things just don't happen for you, but this is crazy. So I am here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm just ready for that next big thing is coming. I can just feel it. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. And remember, you can follow me online at Daryl-Jarod. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I always say this, I always will say this. Remember, you are beautiful and you are enough. Until next time, my loves. Bye.